Hello everyone! My English pronunciation sucks. I cannot describe it better. I started to do YouTube videos in English and I'm not a native speaker. I'm from Germany and I'm hearing it so much when I'm cutting my videos, and probably you hear it also. Hopefully, it's not so bad that you don't understand me, but here it annoys me. And because I love to work on myself and to set challenges to myself, I was thinking maybe I can try out to enhance my English pronunciation in just 1 week. So I try out a few exercises I have researched and I will evaluate for you if they are working. And so if you are also someone who has problems with English pronunciation, maybe there are a few exercises for you in this challenge. And yeah, hop on and experience the process with me together. Like every challenge and every good experiment, there it starts. It starts now. We need a starting point. So I will now read an English article of an C1 level about a topic how humans involved languages. I will just record it so that I can hear my voice when I'm reading it now, and after 7 days I will read it again, hopefully not remembering it. I will not correct it also. I will just read it so that I have a starting point I can compare. Thanks to the field of linguistics, we know much about the development of 5,000 plus languages in existence today. We can describe their grammar and pronunciation and see how their spoken and written forms have changed over time. For example, we understand the origins of the Indo-European group of languages, which includes Norwegian, Hindi and English, and can trace them back to tribes in Eastern Europe in about 3000 BC. To track my progress, I use the app BoldVoice, and it gives me an average score for this article from 76%. So how do I want to improve my pronunciation? The first point is mirroring. I have researched, so mirroring should help with pronunciation. I will now search for a few YouTube channels to mirror someone who's speaking English as a native speaker and have a nice pronunciation. I just come back from a trip on Portugal, Lisbon actually, and a minute of last-minute decision. My friend was attending in a conference there. So this mirroring technique I will try out with this channel I found. It's English, and she's doing it very well. She have one paragraph and then you listen, you read, and then you speak after a pause, and after these 2 steps you are mirroring in real time. So other things is like reading loud. You can do it in the evening. If you are reading a book in English, you can read it loud. And every word you don't know how to pronounce, you can look up. That I will do in the evening. Also recording yourself so that you hear your voice like I do in the moment. And listening to podcasts in English. I'm not sure if this helps me. I don't think that this is an exercise I can do in 1 week and feel progress, because I continuously watch English content, hear English podcasts. So I don't know if you know this feeling, but in my mind, in my brain, I'm hearing an English voice that's with a perfect pronunciation, and if I'm speaking, it's not the same. And I don't know why. So besides of these common tips, I have also found an application I want to try out for 7 days, because they have a 7-day free trial version, and it's called BoldVoice. I will show you. At the beginning I had to read a few sentences, and then you have a speech scan, and they show you what are the areas you should focus on. So my at the end is not so well, my so another and above, so that I'm not speaking so well. Consonants, I have also problems with TH, obviously. But yeah, TH, I have just a succeed rate of 30%, so just improving this area would help. Why 1 week? I just have a free trial for 1 week, and yeah, I will now purchase for the subscription that I can try it out for 1 week, and we will see how this app can help me to enhance my English pronunciation. Those.
That wasn't quite right. Listen carefully to how I say it and then compare it to how you said it.
It gets just not better. So frustrating! It's the first word. But of course it's a word that's hard for me because they have measured my words that are hard for me, but those.
Excellent work. Persistence pays off.
96%, lol! Oh, my pronunciation sucks at they. How often do I say they? They do this, they do that. They.
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 They. They.
They. They.
They. Awesome, you got it this time.
So guys, I found a so helpful feature on this app. I had a few tips researched and they said you should read out loud. So you should read an English book and read it out loud. But the problem is you don't know if you pronounce it correct. And yeah, you just read it out loud and maybe you recognized on your own, oh, it's not so correct, but you don't know how to do it better, and then you have to look up every word for itself, so it takes time. I found a feature, I will record it on my mobile phone for you. You can go, I am reading an English Kindle book, and I copy the text from this book into and practice your own text feature. Then
this was once something that
it starts to read out loud for you.
As a child, needing to just spend time alone in my room so I could have some.
So, and the perfect point of this feature comes now. You can record. You can read out loud, so your book you're already reading, and they will mark what you do correct and not. This was something that overwhelmed me. I remember as a child. So it has now 86 accuracy rate, and in red you see all the things I didn't pronounce so well, and yeah, it's really helpful, I think.
And a completely relaxed tongue shape. It's right. Can you hear that? Each.
Well, actually, I'm not even supposed to be attending this conference.
Luckily, we have since got a new general manager on board.
I've even started giving weekly presentations to the board.
Last day of my 7 days experiment, if I can enhance my English pronunciation a bit. So, like every good study and every good objective research, I have started with this article that I read out loud at the beginning of the experiment, and now I will read it again out loud and measure my progress. I just have 2 hours left of my free 7 trial, so we have to do it now. Let's start. Thanks to the field of linguistics, we know much about the development of the 15,000 plus languages in existence today. We can describe their grammar and pronunciation and see how their spoken and written forms have changed over time. For example, we understand the origins of the Indo-European group of languages, which includes Norwegian, Hindi and English, and can trace them back to the tribes in Eastern Europe in about 3000 BC. Hello guys, final results. I have calculated, so the first time I have read the text, I had a score from 76%, and now I have an average score in the second round about 85%, and yeah, 9% I think it's a huge number. And an overall speaking scan test from this BoldVoice app, they said that I improved about 5%. And yeah, I think that's nice for 7 days. I don't really recognize if my pronunciation changes during these days. I just have the numbers of the application. I think it helps a lot to mirror a native speaker like I have done with English. And I think if you want to work on your pronunciation, this BoldVoice app is useful. Bit expensive, but useful. I think if you would take a bit more time than just 7 days and 1 hour a day, then maybe it would have a more improvement. But also I think 80% is easy to achieve, and everything above 80% you have to do a lot of effort. One point is that I'm not sure if I really improved in real-life conversations. So I improved maybe during reading my pronunciation, and with this app I now know that difference between different TH sounds. I mean, there's one side of people who would say, oh, you just have to hear a lot of English speaker and you just have to speak and you just have to mirror. But I think this video contains this explanation how you have to how your tongue have, which position your tongue has to do and which movement you have to do with your mouth to produce this sound could also be helpful. Sometimes it's a bit distracting because I'm seeing a word and I'm like, oh, I know, I have to do this TH sound, the Z, and that's not the S or whatever else. And then I'm a bit stuck because instead of reading just the text, I'm thinking about the pronunciation. So it's helpful, but don't stick too much on it. Just try your best, hear, speak, and learn a few of those techniques can be helpful. And yeah, that's all of it from my 7 days, 1 hour a day. And I hope you found it interesting. If you liked the video, you know the game. Smash the like button, leave me a comment if it was helpful, and have a nice day. Bye bye!